All right, we are back, baby. Huddle Up podcast number 30. We just finished watching a very underwhelming, to say the least, Super Bowl, but congrats to the Seattle Seahawks. I hope I never have to say that little phrase ever again in my life, but gotta be fair. Hayden with me as always, and we're gonna go into the game. We'll see how long it takes to kind of react to the game. Maybe add a little NBA possibly to end. Maybe some things to look out for in the NFL offseason. But main topic of today, definitely just the Super Bowl. So what is it, 29-13, but really it was, 22-point lead with 4:30 to go. I can start. I had Seattle to win, but I really liked the Patriot points side in terms of a betting side, and I thought they'd keep it close. And I felt, I don't know how you felt like at halftime. I really felt, from a pass perspective, I was like, they totally have a shot. Like, no touchdowns on the board, all field goals. Felt like Darnold wasn't really in any kind of rhythm for the most part yesterday. Like, he didn't turn the ball over, so I'm not going to sit here and, kill him, but definitely was not in rhythm, definitely was not, it was probably his worst game of playoffs. Not even close. His divisional conference.
The Niners game.
Niners he cooked, though, didn't he?
No.
Or was he, let's see.
Did 17 passes.
Okay, yeah. Well, I guess that is a little bit of an anomaly because they didn't really need to pass the ball.
I know who he had his best game against.
Rams classic. I felt decent at halftime though. I was like, it's 9 points. You get ball out of half. I trust McDaniels to find something, and I think that was honestly my main takeaway. Well, there were two. One was I'm all Will Campbell. No hate, but we got to move you to guard, man. that was pretty rough. Pretty rough. I remember the first play of the game. He didn't give up a sack, but you kind of do if you just get moved backward that fast right into the quarterback. It's essentially a sack. So, Will Campbell's probably got to go to guard, and then I really thought McDaniels and May and the offense were going to find a way to, I didn't have them scoring 30 points or anything, but I really thought keep it close. They didn't have a touchdown until very late in the game. Yeah, they scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. They had 0 points through 3 quarters. It was bad. But yeah, what are your quick takeaways?
Yeah, not to be that salty fan, but I think if you ran down the list in the NFC, I think every team except for Carolina and San Francisco would have beat the Patriots this year. So I'm saying Seahawks, Rams, Bears, Packers, missing somebody. Obviously, missing one more team.
Eagles. You say Eagles?
Oh yeah, never mind. So just the 4 that I named: the NFC North and NFC West.
Eagles right now.
Yeah.
You can keep going.
Maybe Packers Bears would have had it closer, and it would have been more entertaining. I think that's the par that the Patriots were on, just because their defense. But I don't know. I had seen something on Reddit before the game about how it might be Rams Patriots 53, where it was 13-3 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think about it until then, but it made a lot of sense. And so going into the game, I didn't really expect it to be high scoring. I just expected the Patriots to put up maybe a little bit of a better fight, but at the same time, what have the Patriots done in the postseason to really make you think that they were going to score a lot? It wasn't like they put up 30 on the Chargers and you're like, oh wow, credit to the defenses they played, Chargers, Texans, Broncos, Seahawks. They probably played 4 of the top 7 defenses in football. So
yeah,
But at the same time, like, I mean, and it goes to prove it again. But like, the schedule thing is true. Like, they had a cakewalk of a schedule. If they played in the NFC West, like, I doubt that they finished with a winning record. You know, or even take like the Rams schedule. I'm trying not to be a fucking salty ass fan right now, so bear with me. But
There was a group text last night, and they were like, "Bro, you were in the group text because you were crashing out. That the Texans should have, been there." I'm like, "Well, whatever."
I mean,
kind of.
yeah, they would have put up a better
If
fight.
Stroud doesn't throw 4 turnovers, I'm very confident that like they're in the
Yeah.
game. But it's all hypothetical. It doesn't matter. But I will say I will push back just a little bit. I'm definitely not going to say like the Patriots are like some juggernaut or anything they're not. But I do think I think last night said more about Seattle to me than.
I mean,
I
but
think
here's the thing though. Like, if you're, and again,
Like
this is
I
like
saw the Texans Seahawks game. I've seen these Seahawks games. They dominated San Fran. I mean, you have a interesting perspective from Rams Mafia. But yeah,
sorry.
keep going. Yeah, you're good. You go.
No, I just like, yeah, like I I'm a fan of the one team that was able to put up consistent points on the Seahawks. Like, they didn't score less than 20 in a game against them. It was like 20, 27, 37. But I just don't think, like, I think this offseason they're going to be even better, and hopefully a Super Bowl hangover hits them. But I really expect it to be a similar NFC championship. Like, I don't think that they were, like, yeah, they won the Super Bowl. They were the best team in football. I just think if the Rams and Seattle play 10 times, you'd probably split it 5-5.
I don't. I mean, I
And
don't. Well,
it was one of the.
I think that was clear, and I said it, and then I kind of hesitated, but I still did feel like the Seahawks were going to win. I did, but I had said the NFC Championship game was the Super Bowl essentially in terms of the winner.
Yeah.
And Rams deserve to be in that conversation. I think. I just think.
Yeah.
I think it's if you look at like I know the Rams they also had a weird postseason in terms of those first 2 games. I don't think much of it. I think the Rams are phenomenal. Like
Yeah. They just
throw
played
away
their
those-
competition.
yeah, I don't. I think the Patriots that defense is no joke for the Pats. That's what I think they did show in the Super Bowl as well. I mean, 9 points given up with no production on offense to like rest your defense whatsoever, and they were CG put JSN in a.
That was a highlight. You could just show that to when he needs the next contract from the Patriots, and they just give him the max.
He played the
Lights
game
out.
of his life yesterday. It was insane.
No.
So I guess all I'm saying is like I think I definitely hear you on the schedule piece. Do I necessarily think the Patriots in terms of competition and like competitive Super Bowl were they the best team for the AFC to come out? Like no, probably not. I think the Texans would have put up a better fight. You could make an argument the Bills, but I still am pretty out on Buffalo. But maybe Josh Allen's superhero in the Super Bowl makes it interesting. I mean, you have Deion Dawkins who would put up a better fight than Campbell. So I don't know. It's tough. It's tough when you go up against a unit and a defense like that in Seattle. And they were just firing on all cylinders. I don't know.
See, but even then, firing on all cylinders, like, their offense wasn't very good. Like, I just keep thinking back because, like, realistically, like, it's so hard to make it back every year, like the Chiefs were, or the Patriots were back in, like the 2 different dynasty runs, and like, I just don't think that. I mean, I fully expect Seattle to be at least, competitive, and they're going to be in the playoffs next year for sure. And I was telling Garland, like, one, I don't think the Patriots will be back in the playoffs next year based on the schedule. I think they're going to be like 9-8. I think the Chiefs make the playoffs over them. The Ravens make the playoffs over them. You could probably sneak in another team that I'm forgetting. Like, I don't think that they, unless they go out and fix.
So do you think
offense.
Bills win the division for sure?
I think the Bills maybe actually like do something this offseason. But like, Bills win the division. I think the Chiefs make it over the Patriots next year. The Ravens make it over the Patriots next year. I'm trying to think who else is in the AFC.
So you're forgetting one division, the AFC South, and then you've got the 3 wild cards. So
I mean, I think the Texans and Jaguars are still up there. I don't know about the Colts, but I think more often than not the Colts make it if it's not for Daniel Jones. I mean, obviously the Patriots won their division, so they took care of business during the regular season. But
just really quick and then keep going. But the Colts' downfall, like, I mean, you called it, obviously, but that was even though you called it, that was insane. They were the favorite to come out of the AFC at one point, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, they would have been worse. I think they would have been worse off than the Patriots just because they didn't have a great defense. Like, you shut down Jonathan Taylor and you make Daniel Jones throw the ball. Like, I'll take that any day of the week. So, but like, I guess going back to the original point, like, as a salty Rams fan, I just don't see them making it back as far as they did this year. I mean, like, if they make the playoffs, I think it's any given Sunday for them because they've lost to the last two NFC, like, the last 2 years it's been as NFC champions, and they've given them the best fight in the playoffs throughout the entirety of it, right? Like, they lost to the Seahawks by 4, and then they lost to Philly by a couple, I want to say, or I think maybe 4 as well. So I just
Seattle to or Rams to Philly, or?
Like, Rams the last 2 years they've lost to the Super Bowl champion, and the game has been the best game against those respective teams. So, like, that gives me confidence, but I just
it's
just
annoying to see, I'm sure. I mean,
yeah,
very close, and it's like
I can get behind, like, losing to Philly last year. Like, they weren't supposed to, they barely squeaked by to make the playoffs, and like they beat the shit out of
Philly was, people forget because of how this year, but Philly last year was pretty insane.
Yeah,
they were really.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at least in the NFC, like, I think Atlanta's going to be interesting next year because they're going to cut Kirk, and then they're going to, Penix isn't going to play until maybe a few games into the year, if not later. But I think, the defense should be good. Stefanski with that offense. I think the Bucks will be back. The Panthers are only going to get better. The Saints might not be. The Saints were not terrible at the end of the year last year, and that's just the NFC South. Like, the whole NFC North is probably going to be better next year. Everyone's going to be better next year. I think the NFC West.
Can you imagine being a Vikings fan?
Okay, but here's the thing. And it's not like we get the viewership to, like, get shit from this, but, like, Sam Darnold had no turnovers in the playoffs, which, credit to him. Like, he took care of the ball, and he did exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah.
But, like, if you look at Sam Darnold's stats throughout the regular season, like, they weren't they were good.
They weren't as good as the Minnesota numbers, I don't think.
Yeah, and, like, obviously I think Minnesota last year probably had maybe a more well-rounded offense around Darnold just because they had more receiver depth, I want to say, and probably better at the tight end position. I want to say offensive lines were about the same. I know Vikings were banged up last year, but, like, probably worse running back room, but, like, they had better support around them, so it makes sense. But, like, I just don't think. I don't know what I'm even trying to get at. I think I'm just trying to justify the Rams losing to them.
To be honest, the reason you're struggling is because there is no excuse for Minnesota. Like, the GM, he's already been fired, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, the worst part is that I read some report that the Seahawks were ready to offer Geno Smith the contract. And I mean, here's the thing though, like, and maybe this is just totally stupid, but like, I think Seattle would have been just as good. Maybe not just as good, but I think they would have been at least in the playoffs with Geno Smith. Like, I don't know if people forget, like, Darnold had like 20 turnovers this season between picks and fumbles. Like, Geno could have did that. Like, and I think Geno's a bigger gunslinger than, he's probably not as good as a deep passer, but like, he can still throw the ball. Like, I saw it
I
last
agree.
year firsthand. Like, he can still sling it, and like, the Raiders are just a terrible situation to be in
Well,
for
last
anybody.
year, I mean, the Seattle was one game out of the playoffs, if I
Yeah,
remember correctly.
they
Like,
had the same record as the Rams,
yeah,
and it came down to like the fifth or sixth tiebreaker
it's
in
crazy.
for the division. So, but I just think I think the whole NFC is going to be better next year. I think the only division that's kind of mid is the NFC East, and even in the Cowboys will score some points. Philly's really talented. Washington, I don't expect to do anything, and then New York, I don't really expect to do anything next year. So, as it stands right now, there's probably only 4 teams in the NFC out of 15. So just about a quarter of the NFC that I could see not making the playoffs between the Saints, Cardinals, Giants, Commanders. I can make an argument that every other team to win their division.
Dude, the Saints aren't.
And even then, yeah, but I just don't think they have
just
enough
ended
yet.
so strong that I'm like, I'm not picking the Saints necessarily yet. But
Yeah.
my antenna, like, I'm aware for sure. Like, I'm like, that's a very
Yeah.
possible sleeper pick.
Like, they could have a good enough year to where they're like, I think they're going to be a really tough game every week for teams next year. But
Yeah.
besides the point, like, there's 11 teams that I think could genuinely win their division. And as a Rams fan, it's like, this was such an easy opportunity. Like I was saying, like, there's 4 teams that could have came out of the NFC to beat the Patriots, and I even think that the Niners could have had a shot. I don't think they would have won, but
I think that Patriots defense in that matchup specifically, I don't think it would have gone well. I would say if I'm looking at it, I would take. I mean, Seahawks were correctly favored, obviously. I would have taken the Rams in a heartbeat. I think they would have won by us much more yesterday. Even if they gave up more points, they would have scored more than Seattle did.
yeah.
I think so. Packers, that's an interesting one. I don't know.
But I think that they were good enough, and then the Bears, I think have a
Bears
better quarterback, better O line. I mean, the defense obviously isn't great, but
Their defense is better.
anyone could have got a pass rush off of Will Campbell. You and I probably could have got some snaps yesterday and got a sack. So, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I think like, people are glazing Seattle's defense for the performance they put up against Drake May and Patriots yesterday, but like, who did they shut down? Like, who would they have had besides Drake May? Like, it's not like he's throwing the ball to JSN or he can hand the ball off to K9. Like, Stevenson and Henderson are cool,
Yeah.
but I think they should have used Henderson way more, and they didn't. I kept telling my dad, I was like, I don't know why they haven't ran a screen to him.
You know
Like-
what? His line was 18 and a half yards.
Yeah, 18, I'm assuming.
He had 19.
Oh, wow. Okay, well,
That was one of my ones I liked because I really thought
they were
because
going to use him.
Seattle's defense, Henderson, whatever weird stat, I'm sure you probably heard it on Twitter or something, but all of his like really good games for Henderson were against like split safety looks instead of one safety. And Seattle predominantly runs split safety. Yeah, and so I was like, oh man, all it takes is Henderson to, break one. And
Yeah.
they kind of got him going, but
Yeah, the Patriots' offensive game plan yesterday was just like, I don't know if it was just like pray that Seattle forgets how to play football for a day or what, but it just didn't seem like they were ready to come into the game. Like, credit to Seattle's defense, like, they're obviously a top 3 unit, but I don't think that the Patriots showed them anything where Seattle had to really like lock in for. Like they gave up the one touchdown to Mac Hollins in the third or fourth quarter or whatever, and then that was kind of like, oh,
It made it interesting for a second, and then
sure, yeah, but like, yeah, I mean their defense. I mean Patriots defense. I think you add a pass rusher, you add maybe a little bit here and there to that defense, and it could be the best in football next year. I mean, 29 points obviously is a lot, but at the same time, if your offense is that trash, like you can't do
it
anything
didn't
about
feel like
that.
they gave up 29 to me.
I mean, they gave up 22 because of the
Fumble.
fumble, right? So
Yep.
you give up 22, and that should be enough for your offense. If you only give up 22 points as a defense on any given Sunday, your offense should be able to go out there and get 23. That's
Yeah,
that's three touchdowns
that's
and
a
a field
general
goal.
favorable. Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I want to say that was probably the least interested I've ever been in the Super Bowl since I become a football fan. And to go one step further, that's probably outside of the Rams Patriots one. That was probably the worst Super Bowl
I was
I've
gonna
watched.
say my least was Rams Patriots. That one
Like,
was.
yeah, like
Oh.
just discrepancy of how poorly matched the teams were. Like even last year, like the Chiefs kind of skated away, but you still thought they had a shot just because it's Mahomes and Reed, you
Yeah,
know?
it's the storyline piece too, a little bit. Like,
Yeah, but like any given Sunday, I think most people are picking Mahomes and Reed to pull one out of their ass. Like, but like I mean, the year before Niners, Chiefs, that was a good matchup going into it. You know,
overtime,
the
insane.
first Chiefs Eagles game, the Rams Bengals game was fun. Before that, it was Chiefs Niners again, or Bucks Chiefs. Like all these games have been pretty evenly matched going into the Super Bowl, and even then, it wasn't like Seattle was favored by like 7.5 or whatever. I don't know what the biggest spread is that's ever been in the Super Bowl, but 4.5 just seems so shallow to me. I
Well,
know,
yeah, it was. I mean, last year was a pick 'em. Year before that was a pick 'em.
yeah. So like usually, I mean, usually these games are much closer in
Yeah.
betting odds, but credit to Seattle, like they played who was in front of them, they beat who was in front of them. I just crazy. That any of those four teams that came out of the NFC would have had a free Super Bowl against
Well,
the Patriots.
I mean, there's a lot of fan bases that are in that bucket right now that are like, props to Seattle, but man, we had a shot. And because
Yeah.
like before, like even you go to last year's and you like, yeah, the Chiefs were banged up and whatever, and they got killed, but it was the Chiefs, and you're like, yeah, no one in the AFC is beating the Chiefs, so like we don't feel bad, right?
Yeah.
And then the Chiefs get stomped and they're down 34-0 at one point. And you're like, okay, well, no, none of our teams had any chance to win, right? Kind
Yeah.
of same thing with like Chiefs Niners, and then Chiefs Eagles. Like you said, like kind of same deal. Those were the two best teams probably, pretty much each time.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, I mean, out of the AFC, outside of Denver and Houston, like, I don't see who would have even put up a better fight. But
Have you looked at the odds yet for next year?
I know who's the co-favorites.
I mean, I'm
And
not shocked.
they can put the co-favorite shit up their ass if they don't get cornerback help and a serious pass rush instead of this BS tag team between Byron Young and Verse. So
And then it's
I-
Ravens, Bills, Packers, and then Chargers.
yeah, we can just put the Chargers down as not happening. So I don't
that
know.
one, I don't know who. Maybe I was talking to you, or yeah, I think it was you last night on the phone. I can't defend Herbert anymore, dude. It's over.
I don't know. I think when Stafford hangs it up and like we were talking like Herbert, Burrow, one of those guys, they get a change of scenery. Like let's say like I don't know, the Niners are done with Brock Purdy or something, and Shanahan gets his hands on Herbert. I'd be scared for my life.
Oh well, that for sure.
So I think it's just situational. Like put him behind that offensive line. Like no, like even Stafford wouldn't have had a good year against behind the offensive line. So, yeah, we can't defend him or whatever, but I think he's gonna have the Stafford stimulus pack at some point in his career. It's just not with the Chargers, as no one's gonna ever win with the Chargers. So, but I just keep thinking to the game, like that Ernest Jones comment that you were talking about before the podcast. Like, oh my God, like the Rams offense had the keys to beating this defense.
I don't know. I mean, they did, and I'm still like watching all these other Seattle games. I'm like, I know how they did it. I also don't really know how they did it. It's just Stafford being Stafford, and
I mean,
yes,
I just think
ride them.
I think Seattle's defense is just overrated. Like, I don't think it's the best in the league. People were like, outstanding performance. Like, I think the Rams defense would have given up less than 20 to the Patriots yesterday too. I don't think that's the craziest thing to say. Like, I think Verse would have destroyed Will Campbell.
I mean, it's hot, but it's not insane. It's not super insane.
I don't even think that's a hot take, though. I just think his power... He could have done the same move like he always does over and over against Will Campbell, and he would have put Will Campbell in Drake May's lap.
Will Campbell will never watch this podcast. Holy...
Yeah. But, like, it's just crazy to me that a team had such good success against arguably the best unit in the NFL, or at least defensively, and they're
he
like...
just has McDonald's number.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's just like Verse went on some podcast and was like, we were overconfident, and I saw that, and I was just like, you guys had 3 good games against him in the last 2 years, up until like 3 games in a row. Like, I'll give him that. I don't think he got a single sack in it. He got 1 sack against Minnesota the first time they played in LA. He got the fumble recovery in the second game in the playoffs, but he didn't do shit himself. So, like, what are you confident about is my qualm. Is like, what are you specifically confident about, bro? Like, you're getting blocked up by Charles Cross and Abe Lucas. Like, you need to hit up Aaron Donald and ask him, instead of going to the weight room, like, hey, what are some pass rush techniques? Because I'm so tired of the bull rush BS, bro. But I'm going to digress in a second. I keep going back to the same point, and I've repeated myself like 3 times already. Like, the Rams O-line was a much more dominant unit against the Seattle Seahawks front 7. They gave up 1 sack the entire 3 matchups.
Actually is nuts.
1 sack. And it happened the most recent game on a ball that Stafford probably could have got rid of. So it's like, you have the keys right there. Because, like, yeah, like, interior pressure, like, Leonard Williams, Jaron Reed, Byron Murphy, and then you got the guys on the outside, Nwosu, Hall, Lawrence. They were all strapped to the fucking tee against the Rams. And, like, their secondary, I don't think is very good outside of Witherspoon and Eamon Wari. Like, Woolen is barbecue chicken. Julian Love, whatever. Joe, barbecue chicken. Like, it's just crazy to me that they couldn't figure out a way. And whatever. I'm not going to go into the whole thing. It's just, all I can say is it's crazy to me that if the defense had just shown up on one more drive, or even forced a field goal instead of a touchdown, you could have gone to OT potentially, and who knows from there. Or, you make a couple more plays, you can sack Sammy D, get more pressure on him. It's just, I think that's going to kill them. Like McVay said, that was the worst loss he's had to stomach. And as a Rams fan, I think that is. Because, like, you run into the Patriots that, the first in the 2019 Super Bowl, but after the 2018 season. And I wasn't, like, necessarily like, oh my God, like, the Rams are going to get smoked. But, like, you're going against Tom Brady and Belichick in, like, the twilight prime.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, well, if you lose to the GOAT, right? Rams lost to fucking Sam Darnold. Like that, it makes me sick to my stomach.
Are we gonna have a Jalen Hurts situation with Darnold? I don't think so.
I'll start.
I don't think so.
I'll
But it's
start.
not off the board.
I'll start, dude. Because the Puka tweet, maybe he was just laughing that Sam Darnold got one over Josh Allen and Lamar in the
That's
draft
fine.
class, which like credit to him. But I mean, it proves right that football is the most team centric game, probably outside of. Uh, I can't think of another sport. Like you could say baseball, but Otani single handedly won a game for the Dodgers in the
Baseball is
postseason.
so interesting too because it's team oriented, but it's not because everything
Technically,
is kind of.
two guys could, if your pitcher throws 9 innings and you throw a shutout and a player hits like 3 bombs, right? Like Otani did.
Yeah.
That's the game. So, yeah, football is the most
But it's
team-centric
like
sport.
baseball's all like individual. You see, it's like when Otani's like batting,
Yeah,
like
individual
it's
matchups.
Otani, that's it. Like none of his teammates are like influencing
Yeah,
what's going on.
yeah. I mean, is Sam Darnold a top 10 quarterback? Hell no. Hell no.
I can't wait to hear the takes on that. Like
I
today
mean,
when I watch the sports TV.
I don't think he's the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. Like we saw Jalen Hurts win one last year, right?
Yeah,
So
I think he's better than Hurts. I don't think that's crazy.
I
but
think they're in the same pocket. I think the worst. I mean, easily the worst quarterback to win a Super Bowl is Trent Dilfer. Like that's just historically what
that's
it is. I
true.
think he
Yeah,
had. I think that run he had 1 or 2 passing touchdowns the entire playoffs. So like, at least Hurts has had 2 of the best Super Bowl performances
and that's true.
of the last
It's
20, 30.
undeniable.
So credit to him. And it's not like Darnold needed to do anything crazy yesterday. But like, people are always like, oh, like last year Philly fans were like, oh, Josh Allen is trash. And it's like, bro, if you put Josh Allen on the Eagles last year, they wouldn't have lost a game.
They wouldn't have won by less than
10.
yeah, at
They
minimum.
would have skunked
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just, like, I'm trying to think of the worst quarterback you could have replaced Sam Darnold with and still won the Super Bowl.
Not CJ, that's for sure.
That's for sure. But like, I
Let's
mean,
see.
like,
Brock
right?
Purdy.
So Stafford, Burrow, Lamar, Mahomes, Allen. That's 5.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think. I think Brock Purdy would have won with them. I'm trying to go. I think Baker Mayfield would have won with them. Um, who else is in there? I damn near think Bryce Young would have won with them. I like not a hot take. I don't think. At least in the NFC, Jordan Love would have won with them. Caleb Williams, not 9. Jared
Not
Goff for sure would have. Jared Goff for sure would have won with them. Jalen Hurts would have won with them. Jaden Daniels would have won with them. Not Dart. Dak would have easily won with them.
Yeah.
And then that's I named basically over half the NFC, and we didn't even touch an AFC team outside of Mahomes, like the big
The
4.
top 5, yeah.
So
No, I mean, I definitely.
Bo Nix
Hey,
pains me to say.
I
Bo
love,
Nix,
I love Bo Nix.
Herbert would have won with them. Like people like I know we're not on the Herbert wave right now, but like
I will always root for Herbert.
yeah,
I can't get
the
killed every time.
litmus test. Herbert would have won the Super Bowl with Seattle. I
Yeah.
think undeniably.
Yeah.
Okay,
I would hope
I'm glad we're not that down bad on Herbert. So
No, I just he has these like 4-pick playoff games and chokes, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
gosh, dude.
I mean, and that's
Headache.
what 15 quarterbacks I named that they would have won the Super Bowl with. So I mean, credit to him, but outside of like Mahomes and Brady, I don't think rings necessarily define quarterbacks. I mean, like
He's got to
Stafford
get
had,
2 for it to start to like.
yeah, and I will say there are guys who have one ring, and maybe this is just biased take, but like, if the Rams don't make that trade for Jared Goff, or Jesus Christ, if the Rams don't trade Jared Goff, right, they don't win that Super Bowl that year,
Yeah.
so like Stafford made them that season, I'm trying to think of who else has won. I mean, Jalen Hurts. That's not really a good example. I no.
You're trying to
Um,
name like one ring quarterbacks that were legit and a product of mid to bad franchises.
yeah.
I would
I mean,
say,
I'm trying to
uh,
think because like I was gonna say Russell Wilson, but like that's not a good example because
it
the
should
year
be, but he's
the
just
year they
fallen off.
won it,
Yeah.
the defense was really good,
Mhm.
but like he didn't do anything. I mean, Prime Russ was like top five in the
Yeah.
NFL. I mean,
I
what is
mean,
Big Ben? Does Big Ben have a ring?
he is
Is
one. Yeah.
one or two?
I'm fairly confident one.
No, he has two because they beat the
What was the second
Cardinals.
one?
I think they beat the
Well, they did beat Cardinals. It was
Seattle.
Packers. They beat Pack. Wait.
No, they lost to the
No.
Packers. Oh, like Aaron Rodgers is a good example, like a one-ring
That
quarterback,
is a great example.
but like
Yeah.
he's top five ever. I mean, top probably three. I take him over.
I,
I
I
take
will
him over
always
everyone
be
except
Rodgers backer. I'll always be like, he's different. Different.
Brady and Mahomes are the only two guys I think you can put above Rodgers.
Yeah.
But I think Big Ben, like whatever. But I just think there's some guys throughout the course of history who do have one ring, quarterback wise, who made the season. And it's not to say that Stafford carried them. It's not like they didn't have Aaron Donald. But like outside of that, like Jalen Ramsey, he made Cooper Cup. It's not like they had some crazy offensive line or running back game. Like so. Uh, in the case of Sam Darnold, I mean, credit to him, right? He proved his doubters wrong, but I just don't think. I mean, I don't really think he proved anybody right, or I don't think he dispelled any
Yeah, it wasn't like
notion.
over the top insane.
Yeah, and he didn't
Although
need to.
the Rams game was good though.
Yeah, credit to him. He torched them, made all the plays on third and long. So credit to him. But I guess if the notion was that he was a playoff choker, and I didn't even really think he was necessarily a playoff choker. I just think he makes stupid decisions when things aren't going his way, like Jared Goff. Like I think they're very similar, and I think Goff's probably a little bit better.
I
Like,
think, well, I put Darnold in the gunslinger, and I think they might have said this on the broadcast yesterday, but I've agreed. Like, he's in the Brett Favre gunslinger. Josh Allen, like, turnover kind of category.
oh,
They might take some, like, obviously, Darnold doesn't have the legs of Josh Allen. We get
yeah,
that.
no,
But, like, in terms
I
of
get what you're saying.
how they pass it and aggressiveness, like that one throw, triple coverage, Darnold, you're
Oh,
like,
yeah. I mean, I'm used to it. I've seen Stafford play for 5 years now, so I know what I know. You live or die by it sometimes, but I
yeah.
just overall a weird Sunday, especially since we got on the pod last week and we wrote home about that K9 MVP and then didn't bet it. That
Yeah,
was
we should like put out the clip or something, just so you
I'll
have a flight receipt instead of $700, but at least you have a clip.
I'll put that out eventually. I'm not ready to look over what I said because I think I even said Seattle was gonna stomp the shit out of New England. Like I stamped it.
No, you
Like,
did. I mean, you were yeah. I thought I don't know. I thought they would keep it like that first half again. I thought there was a window for New England if they even got 3 out of that.
First
You know,
half.
yeah.
If they had came out in the second half and put up points on that first
Yep.
drive and it looked like they put something together, I would have been like, all right, like this could
Here we
be a
go.
game. But
They
the
scored
three
a touchdown. It's 9-7, and we got a ball game. It's complete.
exactly, but I mean, I think they went 3 and out within a minute and a half, 2 minutes. So yeah. And you know what's crazy to me is how did people like in the MVP race, people were like, oh, Drake May statistically went up against, some good defenses. Like people would bring up like Drake May's like record against teams with a winning record, but they were like even the losing record teams, he played really good defenses and he played them well. How did nobody figure out this offense? You stop the run game, you keep Drake May in the pocket, and you make 31-year-old no ACL Stephon Diggs beat you. You
Yeah.
cover Keishon Boutte over the top. You cover the Pop Douglas gadget play. Like
That's it.
what?
And Hunter
Like
Henry was. I thought Hunter
non-existent.
Henry was gonna have a heck of a game yesterday. That was the one
Yeah.
thing I was off on.
I I just can't believe that Broncos could have saved us. The Bo Nix injury really screwed. I think that, I mean, even if the Broncos don't win, it's still a better game because that's probably two of the three best defenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
Maybe four because I think the four teams at the point of the championship game, minus the Rams, add the Texans in. Those are the four best defenses:
Yeah.
Texans,
Yep.
Seahawks, Broncos, Patriots. So,
Yeah.
and I think the Broncos defense, the pass rush, would have affected Darnold more. I think they would have been able to move Seattle's defensive line with the two All Pros and the top three offensive line they have. You know, Sutton can win matchups. They can run the ball a little bit. Bo Nix can make stuff happen with his legs. So I think it would have been more entertaining. I'll say that, and a closer game for sure. But
Yeah.
that's not what happened. So what am I? What
Yeah.
am I yapping about? Yeah,
Who knows? Yeah.
who knows?
Trying to think of anything else in terms of the Super Bowl specifically. I mean, I
Oh,
think. Here you go.
okay.
Go.
No, well, no,
I
you
don't
go
have-
first. You
I
go
don't have
first.
anything specific yet. I was just thinking. So
Oh.
you do go
I was
first.
gonna say, I know that usually like we wait a little bit longer, but just off your vibes right now, what do you think the matchup is next year?
Yeah, I
Or
mean, we
get-
got obviously this is like don't even have free agency or draft, so it's
Yeah, but I'm
if
just
gonna
saying-
go on a limb. Truly, honestly, I might if I were to go like the chalky way, I would go. I would go Rams. No bias, true. Ram. I think last Stafford year, it just feels like they're gonna make moves to go make it happen, and I would feel confident about that one. Rams versus. I'm interested to see if getting Harbaugh out of Baltimore is going to be a fresh air, and they can figure it out and kind of get momentum back. I don't really. I would love to say the Texans. I obviously can't do that. I would love to say the Broncos. I can't. They need another piece for me to feel really confident. I would. Yeah, I think, and I don't think Chiefs. I think Chiefs are going to make a good run next year. I just don't think they're going to be. I wouldn't be shocked to see them in the AFC champ, but no Super Bowl. I'll go Baltimore. So Rams, Baltimore. If I want to go bold, my semi-bold team would be Packers again. I think Michael will get healthy. I think they're going to find a way to get someone to be their receiver finally. Like they're a true number one. They'll get Tucker Kraft back. Yeah, I like Green Bay. Well, what do you got?
Hey, if the Ravens had kept Mike McDonald, this would have been them. Like
true.
that's got to sting as a Ravens fan. I'm not gonna be biased here and pick the Rams. I need to see what they do. I mean, obviously,
I
free
just think
agency.
the offense is too good. I mean,
I agree. I'm banking on injuries next year just because of how it goes, but I'm gonna go semi hot takes. Not maybe not semi, not even really hot takes, but I'm gonna go sleeper teams. I know for
love
sure.
Green Bay in that conversation. And the sleeper, I love Green Bay.
Well, you bring them up, and the team I'm picking is in that division. I just think
You're going Bears.
I'm going Bears. I think they have the pieces to do it. I think the offensive line is still going to be top tier. I think if they're able to move DJ Moore and swap him out for a true number one, I think they could be really good. I think Loveland's going to keep getting better. I think this is my ultra steaming hot take. I think Luther Burden might be like second team All Pro next year. And I only say that because when Ben Johnson was running the Lions offense and Amon-Ra was going crazy, Where was Amon-Ra going crazy from? The slot. Luther Burden, where does he play? The slot.
Yeah.
I think Luther Burden has better twitch. I think he's a faster player. I think his route running is great. At this point in their careers, Amon-Ra led the league in drops last year. I think Luther Burden might have better hands. Luther Burden might be a better player. I'm pretty high on the guy. I wanted him.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about it.
I mean, and I know I watch more college football than you, but I was like, this guy's the best receiver. It's really not.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
he
outside
outside of
the
McMillan.
best productive, attributes, and then for no reason, like I think some attitude stuff or something.
Yeah. If your wide receiver doesn't have an attitude, why are you even trying to draft him?
Yeah, corners and wide receivers. That's what it's about.
Yeah. So like, I fully expect the Bears. I think the Bears will get Max Crosby this offseason. That's who I think is
That
most
is the chess
realistic.
piece of like this offseason for sure. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm very out on Detroit, but I'll raise an eyebrow for sure if somehow Crosby's there.
Yeah, that would scare me.
Yeah, that would be like I would buy because I'm out on Detroit, but that would be interesting. And then what was the other team that's in the sweepstakes? Maybe like Buffalo would be interesting, I guess.
No.
Not gonna do it, but Buffalo's back as always.
I think, I guess going back to my pick, I do think that the Broncos make it. I think.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not a huge Sean Payton guy. I know I've elaborated on that before, but I'll believe in Bo Nix. If the offensive line can keep it up,
I've done my job. Let's go.
if he can do his job, offensive line can do theirs. They have to get another receiver next to Sutton. Like they paid Sutton.
That's my Broncos thing right now. Is they have that Patriots and honestly Texans too kind of issue. Different reasons between injuries and like core, but that's not enough in terms of like receiver in Denver. Like Pat Bryant, okay, got it, decent, I guess. Sutton, we got that. I mean, Sutton's also getting older too. So
yeah, I didn't think. I mean, I thought at first when they signed Sutton to that deal, I was like, oh, that's a pretty good deal. And then the McLaurin deal happened, and they're getting paid the same, and it's kind of like, well, when has Sutton ever really been like fantastic?
Yeah.
Like, he's never had a season like McLaurin, so there's that. But if they can get, like, I looked at free agent wide receivers, and there's just really not many good ones. So you'd have to get one in the draft.
Diva in Philly, welcome to Denver.
I mean, hey, Bo Nix is still on the rookie deal. If you can send a second or a third for him and pair him to be the one and make Sutton the two,
I'd do that in a heartbeat.
I would. If Denver would be smart to do that.
Because you feel like, and their defense was a little bit up and down. Like,
yeah.
People, like, in terms of, like, advanced defense and, like, that kind of stuff, a lot of people were a little bit out on Denver.
Mm-hmm.
I still really believe in their defense, but they clearly have the pieces like that. You're not adding anything to that defense, really. You're not.
Yeah.
So it's get Bo weapons on offense, and you've got. I mean, they beat the Bills. They had it.
Yeah.
Without a number one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see. I would definitely, if they got AJ Brown though, that would be wild.
Yeah. But that's my I guess early pick. I mean, obviously free agency, then the draft, and then there's stuff that happens in the offseason, the camps and OTAs and whatever. So I guess we'll see where it lands. But I don't know. I mean, going back to the Bears pick, dude. Caleb might win MVP next year. Like, I genuinely don't think that this is probably the floor for him the rest of his time in Chicago.
I agree with that.
Just because, I mean, Ben Johnson's there. Like, I have a hard time seeing Caleb Williams being worse than this year, and he was excellent this year. So
I think that's where I agree that that's his floor. I'm not so sure. He feels like the Patriots this year, where you really don't know how to like grade them and evaluate them because of Patriots' easy schedule. You're like, what? Like, we don't know what's going on here. Caleb, I feel like he's makes some bad throws that are like inaccurate, like concerningly inaccurate. I've seen it many times, and then it's like 4th and 8, back foot, dot, tutty, 4th and 8, whatever, and you're like,
yeah,
like the floor is there. I totally agree with you on that. I just don't know, like, where does he, what will he hit MVP ceiling? Like,
yes, look,
because right now this might be a hot take, and I'm not a Caleb hater. I just don't think he's that close yet because of just accuracy, decision making. The athletic ability is there, but like it's mental. We got a couple years, I think.
just think. I think about it like this: if they made it this far with that team, with basically a Band-Aid defense.
Yeah.
And
It's true.
I mean, I'm not sold on any of their playmakers except for Loveland and Burden, and those are 2 rookies. Like, Odunze's cool, but I really don't know what that whole situation is. And I've been saying DJ Moore is the most overpaid player in the NFL for a while now, or at least
DJ Moore's
receiver-wise.
gonna get out of there for sure.
Yeah. And, like, I don't like Swift either. But,
Kind of Baltimore well too.
yeah, but, like, eh.
Yeah.
No, but if this is, like, I get the boneheadedness thing or whatever, and like Josh Allen, like I know you and I have been back and forth about him over the years, but like it just reminds me so much of that, where it's like he can make any throw in the world. It's just a matter of which version shows up. I think he's gonna keep unlocking elements to his game. Like they went 13-4, 12-5 with how bad of an overall team it was. Like outside of Caleb and the offensive line, there wasn't another position group that was like really. I mean, running backs too. I'll give them that because Swift and Monangai were good. But like, yeah, I guess it's just a game of chance, and you're gambling on whether or not he's going to figure it out sooner rather than later. I think he figures it out and is up there. I think he can push 4,500 yards next year. Like this is just the first year with Ben Johnson, and they already did that good. I think there's a lot more in the bag to be done, simply put. So I think he gets it done. I mean, is he my MVP pick? Probably not. I actually don't. I don't know who my MVP pick would be.
If I were to make one, I could get. This wouldn't be scorching, but
I mean, quarterback award. Sorry, not MVP.
I think I could see Mahomes making a run back at it.
I was thinking a little bit of that. I don't know who the favorite. I mean, I think the favorite is Josh Allen. Let's
Allen, Lamar, May, Burrow, Herbert,
May.
Prescott. Stafford all the way down there.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
I guess he won or this one. I don't know.
If he throws for 55 next year and has the Peyton Manning package,
yeah,
I don't know. I saw that and I just laughed. All I can do is laugh. But
CJ Stroud is below Jackson Dart in MVP odds. Awesome.
Okay, low key sleeper take. And if this cashes, I literally am betting Jesus.
Okay.
There's a quarterback.
Okay. I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay.
Well, keep going. But there's a quarterback. What?
There's a quarterback on a team this year. They made the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
No one really took him seriously. I think, at least offensively, they have another gear to hit. I think he's got all the tools in the world. I think that they can win their division next year. I think that the offense can look lethal. Who am I talking about?
You're for sure talking about Let me just final answer. Justin Herbert.
No.
Okay. It's got to be T-Law.
I
Yeah.
think that is a sleeper of a sleeper pick. Especially
Okay.
because once they got Jacoby Myers, the offense did a 180.
Okay.
Complete 180. Exactly. And like I know you and I have been locked on bro since Clemson.
Yeah.
But like I really think I mean obviously that's just a shot in the dark or whatever, but he's got to be like plus 2,000 to win it.
I think it was plus 1,500.
Oh, 15. Okay. So
He's
I guess
tied with Jordan Love.
wow. Okay. So maybe not as much of a sleeper as I thought. I mean Jordan Love is honestly another guy who could maybe pull a rabbit out of the
I can
hat.
see it.
But I don't know. Trevor Lawrence, if Brian Thomas if he gets rid of his yips, Parker Washington's a good three. Jacoby Myers does his
Parker
thing.
Washington, shout out to him. Like
Yeah.
low-key, very underrated season.
And people were like,
He's
is he
kind of
gonna
tough.
do it again? Like, bro, he's tough.
Yeah. My dark horse
Low key a
MVP
Dak.
for on this topic, I would go with. I just sent you the screenshot. Let me go back.
Dak.
Or, I mean, Mahomes. I don't put that in like
Dark
sleeper
horse,
dark
yeah.
horse. So, I would go. I gotta go now back again and scroll. I would say. What if JD5 kind of
No,
came back to
don't.
life?
I knew you were gonna fucking say that, dude.
What?
Don't. No,
I like
dude.
JD.
How many games do you think the Commanders are gonna win this year? Be for real.
I gotta. It's just interesting. We gotta see what pieces they get. Probably not many, but I don't know.
I I
I
will
had
say
him first year in fan. He was a baller. He's a dog. Like that
absolutely.
first year, but he's got to stay healthy, come back to it. But you know. Cam
I
Ward.
just Ryan Ruff would be through the roof.
Um, well, anything else you want to hit on? I mean, I think we're good. Probably gotta get
Yeah,
back to it soon, but
we'll
trying to
crank
think.
maybe next episode will be like draft related maybe or like free agency lookout and then follow up with a different sport or something. I don't know. I'm not ready to give up on football. I'm like the way that the football season ended, I think for the both of us, it's hard to just be like, all right, like let's wait until September. Like it's like
I sent this text out
chomping at the
earlier.
bit.
I said, where is it? Last night, going to be a great football break. I need it. Right now, off-season planning, mock drafts. The break lasted, what, one night of sleep? That's it?
If that. Even my dad was like locked in. He's like, "Have you heard of this Boston guy?" He's like, "Yeah, Dad, I have." But
He's
yeah,
good.
I'm excited. I think the draft is a criminally underrated part. I don't think the process is fun, but just watching the draft itself, I think
Oh,
is
it's great.
very, very enjoyable. And now that my team actually has picks, what are those? I finally get to participate. So
I will never, I honestly, I'll never forget when the Texans had, number 2 pick, right? And they picked CJ. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And then, Schefter comes on and it's like, the Texans have traded up to number 3. I'll never forget that. Back to back, the CJ will. Insane. That, it's fun, especially when, like, yeah, your team trades up and, like, stuff like
yeah,
that.
I mean, you never know what's gonna happen. I mean, for all we know, maybe some team out there is like, hey, we love Fernando Mendoza.
Okay.
Raiders, we will give you our first this year, the next, the year after, a second, and throw in a bag of chips while we're at it. So
You ready for a crazy? I might have thrown this hypothetical to you. Who says no on number 1 pick to Baltimore?
oh my God,
Who says
if,
no? That's all I want to hear.
who
That's
says
all.
no? Baltimore. If Baltimore is well, okay. If Baltimore is stupid enough to trade if it's just 1-1, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's play this game.
Okay.
How many MVPs will Fernando Mendoza win in the NFL? Over, under, a half.
Yeah, over under half. Yeah.
Okay, over or under?
I'll take the over.
Okay, I'm
bold.
smashing the under.
I think, and we've gone back and forth on him. I think he can do it. And if
Sure.
he's got the traits, he has the tools. He's not some kid who's gonna, like.
He's not a moron. He's a
He's not a
smart
moron.
kid, for
Correct.
sure, 100%.
And listen, the Raiders are poverty. I get it, but if
It's
they
not
can beef
that.
up the line, Genty, Bowers.
But in this scenario, wouldn't he be a Raven?
Yes, correct. But
So he's
I
throwing
thought you were talking in general.
Okay. Specifically, if he goes to the Ravens, he's throwing to trash cans and janitors, and he's got a 39-year-old geriatric running back in the backfield behind a really overrated offensive line with a defense that seemingly has all the talent in the world but can never figure it out. If he goes to the Raiders, I'd be excited for him, and I think he could win Rookie of the Year if Tom Brady uses his voice to get him an offensive line. The reason I don't think Fernando Mendoza will ever win an MVP in the NFL, I'll take it a step further. The reason why I don't think that trade would be remotely close is, one, Lamar has 2 MVPs, should have 3. Josh Allen, robbery. Second point, what is Fernando Mendoza's comp to you? I know who he is to me. It's like if Jared Goff was just a little bit faster and maybe not as great of a passer, but more of like a gritty kind of, like, I'm trying to think of.
I've got an interesting one that I don't think you might hate, but just breathe for a second. Early Detroit Stafford.
Oh my God, dude, don't disrespect them.
No, I think Stafford's better, but early Detroit Stafford had that little bit of mobility and toughness. I think the Stafford's arm is for sure better, but play style, it's not like. I don't think it's ridiculous.
If Fernando Mendoza was running through the A gap and got met by a linebacker, he's getting turned into a ham sandwich.
I mean,
he's sure the tough and gritty. I think it's more of like he's like savvy. But when Stafford ran over that, I forgot what game it was, when he was with the Lions and he trucked the linebacker, Fernando Mendoza would be lucky to walk off the field fully intact if that happened to him in the NFL, bro.
Hey, we'll see.
I don't know. I want him to be good. I would like to see the Raiders be good because they haven't been, and since I've been alive, basically, since we've been alive, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Like the last year they were good. I mean, like
Derek Carr.
Yeah, but like even then, like I'm talking like elite.
The best Raiders moment. Can you name it right now? I have it. I have
What?
it. Best Raiders moment.
Since we've been alive, or what?
Yeah. I can do it right now.
I think my favorite moment would be them clowning the Chargers for not taking the timeout. Yeah. Okay. Are we on this?
Yep. That's the best Raiders moment in the last 20 years. Looks at the camera.
Yeah. I would like to see them be good. Team in Vegas, house money. Go there, catch a game, and lose all my money like I have.
The stadium's sick. So.
Yeah. But. Yeah. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see. Well, good episode. I gotta get back to work. We'll get out of here. A little daytime action. If y'all made it to the end, appreciate it. Everything down below. I think we're hopefully now maybe with schedules and stuff aligning a little bit better. I think we're gonna try and hopefully get some more content up on like Instagram and stuff. I'll try and do what I can. But yeah, we'll see where we go and catch y'all probably an episode this weekend, probably, but we'll see. And yeah, that'll do it for number 30. Hey.